Yes, people. Welcome back to Never a Foul. We're back after, well, we all had a bit of a day off yesterday, didn't we? So it was nice weather. It was nice weather. Actually, no, it was beautiful weather. Apparently, it's going to rain soon. So allegedly,
it was raining here just now.
Keep that shit away from me, man. Please. Keep that shit away from me. How you doing anyway, Mons? You look like you've just been beat up by hay fever, man.
A little bit, but bro, the heat, like the rain's cool and that, but it's still hot. Why is it still hot?
Because Chelsea got slapped yesterday. Because Chelsea got slapped yesterday.
Brother, like,
they're saying the lap, aka Rasmus Højlund, bro. It's crazy. They're saying the Latmus Højlund is crazy.
The Latmus Højlund is crazy.
Is crazy. I just come up with that now. The Latmus Højlund is mad. He actually had, you know what the maddest thing is yet? He actually had the all right first half from what I heard, didn't it? I didn't get to watch the first 32 minutes, and I slapped it on, and I'm thinking, all right, Chelsea look decent. They look good. I'm like, all right. And then before you know it, I don't know what happened in that second half, but Maresca said, I tried something brand new. I'm thinking, you're trying something brand new when 20 million's on the line? Are you mental?
Bro, Jackson come off and got Jackson done his best Steven and Jared impression. Came on, his heat map was this. That was his heat map.
Yeah.
His heat map was fucking this was his heat map. His heat map was this. This was his heat map.
Give me a sec.
This was his heat map. This was Jackson's heat map. That was his heat map. That's it.
That
was Jackson's heat map.
A funny old game. It's a funny old game, man. I swear. It's a funny old game.
Or a player, fam.
Give me a sec. I need to find that. What's it called?
Cole Palmer. Stinker. Then.
You might have to hold this one.
As I said,
give me a
I
sec.
was speaking about. Wait, can people still hear me?
Yeah, they can hear you.
Yeah, as I said, bro, like 2025 continues for Cole, man. It's dark. It continues, fam.
It's a bit.
It continues, innit?
All right, can you see you now?
Yeah, man, I'm saying this. Yeah, Aaron said his heat man didn't even have a chance to go red, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's dark.
Boy, did you watch the game though?
I watched most of it. So
you see Jorginho with all of his interceptions more than Kai.
Jorginho was doing well, man. He's doing well. Do you know what's mad? Like, it was kind of background noise up until like half time, because I felt like Chelsea was still the better team quite comfortably. You know what I'm saying? And then I'd say like from like the 50th minute, I don't know really what happened. I think these men just capitulated. Like, they just capitulated. I think Chelsea were decent up until like half time and that. You know what I'm saying? Up until half time, they were like, when I say they're a better team, they were like, they seemed quite in control at times, didn't it? For me, like playing at their pace. And I can't lie, I don't even know what it was, bro. 50 minutes in, that's when I started to lock in. Like, you know when I see Chelsea aren't 2-0 up, 3-0 up, I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here? What's going on here?
Should they be though against Flamengo? Really though?
Yeah, and it was just I know, and it was just it was like more of a capitulation, really. The first goal, like they conceded the first goal, and after that, Lavia come on, and I can't remember who else came. Lavia and someone else come on. Who come on with Lavia? Someone come on with Lavia. Was it Jackson?
It wasn't Jackson. Jackson came on and had one.
Lavia come on.
Oh,
and
Jackson
just
had one touch.
It just went.
Jackson was a wasted substitution.
Oh, I told you Jackson's heat map was this.
Oh, he came on to get fucking sent off.
But my thing is that why Chelsea was so open at times, though, very open. Like
because their defense is because the issue is with Chelsea. It's always been the same thing. Chelsea fans are complaining about is their defense and goalie. It will always be defense and goalie. But let's be real, Caicedo did not help, and even when Enzo, what did he end up coming? He came off late for Madueke, did he not?
Yeah, Enzo played most of the game.
He played most of the game, and I'm thinking he came off, but he didn't have a great game either. Again, where's Andre Santos? If you're going to experiment, like why not put him on the pitch? He's had such a good season. You're in. Was he on
the bench? Was he on the bench?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was on the bench. I'm pretty sure he was on the bench. Am I even correct that he's not on the bench? He's on the bench. He never saw anything. You know, the lad come off on the 65th minute or something like that. He came off. I thought, all right, Jackson will probably end up having the time of his life coming on.
Yeah, Delap didn't do anything.
Bro, I'll tell you now. Yeah, I'm not gonna judge the lad.
Yeah, no, I'm not mentioning the lad.
I'm not gonna judge it based off this game or whatsoever. Yeah. So, but I'm gonna say this in it. If it was one of our players, I know exactly what's happening. So that's why you're gonna get.
I saw Cherky slander.
Oh yeah, already. So it don't matter. The game's the game, innit? Yeah. But the lad, like for me, bro, man eats grass more than he is running at the other end trying to get some shots off. Blinking up plays all nice, but get in the fucking box.
Do you know what? That's apparently I've said this before. I got told that when he played in the championship, he was trying to ball out. When he got in the Premier League with Ipswich last season, I got told that whether it be the manager or the coach said to him, "Listen, you're a big lad. It's fine to sometimes be a bully forward. Like just focus on being in the box and doing what a number 9 should do. You don't have to do the link-up thing." But we don't know. Maresca might be asking him to do the link-up thing.
Wait, did you see him take out that Flamengo player? I think it was the left back.
Who?
Did you not see it? So the lap got he got in a tussle. I think he lost the ball with one of the Flamengo players. And then he done some he lost the ball again. He was going down the right-hand side. And then he literally took out one of the Flamengo players, like a rugby tackle, bro. Like not like a rugby tackle, but it was like half like one.
Remember I said that first half I was half watching, but I see Neto do a couple neat things though. I see Neto go on one little mazy run. Obviously, I'm not talking about his goal.
Neto's been one of their better players.
Yeah. Neto, I can't lie. Neto, I don't want to say he's moving me in it, but like. He just looks mad charged up. Maybe he needs to go play in South America, son. I don't know, bro. Like, Neto looks mad charged up for some reason. I don't know where it's coming from. Like, you know what I'm saying? But the rest of Chelsea is just slacking, so it don't really mean nothing.
Thing is, as well, when you're playing, you got to remember, when you're playing a Flamengo, right? They are currently halfway. Flamengo, sorry.
Yeah,
however it is, right?
No, it is Flamengo, but we're going to call them Flamengo.
They're halfway through their season, right? They're acclimatized. And they're probably at halfway through your season at peak fitness. If you're 1-0 up, you need to kill them off because second half they're gonna come stronger than you. Pause, because they're not a season in. They're halfway through their season and they're acclimatized. So
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I feel like these European teams they're gonna struggle. Yeah. If I say we.
But I saw City's first game. We started off the first 15-20 minutes. We were moving the ball mad fast, right? Look bare energetic. By the time I hit about 35 minutes, we're walking around because it's 82 degrees. We're not built for that. We're not built for that at all.
Do you know what I realized? I'd realized as well. They had an unused sub. You know, remember Juninho who played against Spurs? I think I didn't even know he was on there.
That's why I should have watched it. That Wesley played yesterday, didn't he?
Yeah, Wesley. Yeah.
He's the one that we're fucking after.
I think a few teams. I think Chelsea are after him.
Nah, bro, we've been linked with them all summer.
Problems. That Gerson.
The right back. The right back.
What's it called? Is left wing?
No, the right winger. The guy on the right, bro. The guy who was running at Cucurella. Gerson, or his name is, bro.
Is that his name? Bro, I don't even know their names. I don't know their names.
He was mad direct. And sometimes, you look at some of these players, and even I don't know if you saw Boca Juniors just go against Bayern Munich. Sometimes we'll just kick the ball and flip and run, man. See where it gets you. Because some of us these Premier League defenders, and these Premier League setups are so zoney, and you have to be here and you have to be here and tippy tap. And then when you got these South American players, your POV is they're doing this. This is what you're seeing in their POV and that, and they're just moving you out of the way with their hand and that, bro.
Bro, especially like I said, especially if you're knackered, and it's hot, and you've got this guy that's like, I'm used to this heat, and he's running at you like that. You can be like, fucking hell, not now, bro.
Yeah, you're right. Like, so Gerson was the right winger. I thought he was on the left. Araujo was on the left. Plata was up front, by the way. That guy that people are saying in the chat. He's a baller. Hey, these man can finish. He can finish. That man can finish. He's a problem. That man's a problem.
And they didn't even use Juninho. Juninho played for Karabakh against Spurs, I believe, this season.
I don't even know who you're on about.
Yeah, Juninho. Look up Juninho. His goal scoring record's been quite good the last couple of years.
I don't know. See this South America. Even how about this? Even Bayern Munich only just about beat Boca Juniors yesterday. Just about.
I watched that still.
I was gonna do a whole thing on that, but I was just like, I couldn't. I was too knackered, man. I was gone. But it's just I was playing Monopoly.
You know what it is? The so-called European giants are defending very, and I understand why they're all defending so openly. Like, I just think it's because these South American teams, I said, like the Flamengos, the Boca Juniors, Palmeiras, and these guys, I clocked their first and second, third is actually really good.
Oh, dirty.
Anything in the final third sucks raw eggs. It's rubbish. They'll have a good game and lose 4-0. These guys can have a great game and lose 4-0.
Oh, genuinely. My God.
I'm not like serious. They'll have a great game and lose 4-0. Like, some of the decisions I see from them in the final third, I see against even Man City when Vitor
Hayes fucked up, and then my man fell over. Yeah,
like it was stuff like that. Like that whole thing was like.
Do you know what? Because
at first, final third decision making epitomized.
I was critical of Vitor Hayes in that moment. Yeah, but did you see the bounce on the ball?
Yeah.
When they played the ball over it, he was chasing it, and the ball bounced back at him. But
what's the rule? That's no bounce.
Yeah. Oh, big facts. He's still, and then from there, he looked nervous. He's an interesting one, that Vitor Hayes, though, because he's cold on the ball, but off the ball, I'm still a bit like.
It's gonna take time to learn that.
Yeah. He's a ball playing defender, isn't he? So where are Chelsea in their group now, by the way? Because I saw Boo Spence was saying Chelsea might be flying home, but I swear they won their first game.
Yeah, they did. Well, remember the only thing with Chelsea, some of you fans in the comment, not all of you, obviously.
Hold on, are they third?
They should be.
They're second.
They're second. So they're still going.
They're going to play this Tunis side.
Yeah, so they're going through.
They just won. Oh, they're on the same points. Yeah, they're going to go through.
And they got high goal difference. That Tunis team's got -1 goal difference.
Yeah, they're going through.
Yeah. I see that. And Chelsea on 0 goal difference. So you never know, innit? If they bottle that one. I doubt. Who are ES Tunis? They are where are they from?
Chelsea are going through. Like, that's not.
Wait, where the hell are they from? They're from Tunisia.
They've got to be from Tunisia, surely.
Yeah, Tunis. Yeah.
Yeah, they're called EN Tunis.
Yeah, that's copyright.
Yeah, real
copyright
infringement.
Warning there.
Crazy. What was I going to say? Anyways, let's move on from this Chelsea stuff because
if you get with Fabregas.
Who?
City.
No.
It's a next Pep replacement.
I can maybe see it.
They say 2 years. Give him two more. It does make sense.
Yeah, it does make sense.
They said they like the mentality he's building over there. Apparently, they're on.
Como are doing quite well for the side they've got going on at the moment. But yeah, make sure you smash the likes, people. 726 people in the house. So Chelsea losing, funny old game, innit? Get gassed over being LAFC and get beat by the actual better team. It's crazy. Wirtz is complete. Kerkez got the here we go. Arsenal have Kudus on their list, official. Apparently, there's this Hato contract offer on the cards. They're talking about 45 million initial bid might be incoming. Semenyo's being sounded out by Tottenham. So they can find out his price. They're saying something along the regions of 65 million. So yeah, that's pretty much what the news is going. But Mons, you've been waiting for this. You've been waiting for this one.
What, to gas up?
Who?
Waiting for what?
I mean, he's been waiting for Wirtz to get off the plane.
No, he's not been waiting for Wirtz. Wirtz is done, man.
No, he's been waiting for him to get off the plane. This guy's been gassed about getting off the plane.
He's off the plane though, and
He's completed. He's got his
yeah,
contract
yeah,
and
yeah,
everything, yeah.
Cool.
But we didn't go live yesterday. Now he's gonna say happy flow week.
But we celebrate. Mont celebrated Wirtz to fucking Liverpool 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. But now he's actually arrived. You know what I'm saying? Now he's been announced. The quotes are out and that. He felt like he had to go to a top 3 club in the world if he was going to move. And Liverpool was one of them, obviously. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's just a lot of stuff that he was saying that just made a lot of sense. You know, just really made a lot of sense. And happy Flow Day, man. Well, Flow Day was yesterday. But, you know, you guys know what I mean, innit? Big business. Big business. Big business. Big business. Big business. You know? And it seems to me that, you know, he just suits the Liverpool top. Like, you know, he just suits the Liverpool top. You know what I'm saying? And
or does he suit it? Or because we've been seeing him in it for the last 3 weeks, are we just
say on the AI? We say AI is killing our people.
Bro, yeah, real talk. Bro, I don't know. When I saw the picture that Liverpool put up, I thought, is that a real one? Or is the ones I've been seeing of AI real? It's fucked.
Yeah. No, I hear it. Yeah, some quotes. I've got some quotes here. Last season they won the Premier League. Sorry, Arsenal. So my goal is for sure to win it again and also go further in the Champions League. I'm really ambitious. I'm not coming to have fun here. I also want to achieve something and give the fans what they deserve. Obviously, this is PR stuff, you know. We're not gonna, you know what I'm saying? But you know, it's still nice to hear it anyways. And yeah, man, I'll be real. Look, I've even seen Jeremy, my guy Jeremy's telling me Wirtz is a scrubber now. I hear it, man. I hear it. Man City could go sign Prime Neymar, or he'll get called a scrub. We could probably sign Prime Messi, be called a scrub. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, haters are gonna hate. Like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. But I do feel like this is a signing that has definitely livened up the fan base a bit as well. Like, you know, after winning the league, you kind of want to see something and go, all right, now we've won the league, now show us something. We've never had that before. Yeah. So I'm glad that the club's actually gone. And as I said, we knew
trying to retain it. You're actually trying to retain it. You're not trying to.
Yeah. Like, you can't sit here and say the board didn't do most of what they could to retain the Prem. We weren't able to say that before. We weren't able to say it. You could say, were we able to say it after the Champions League? Maybe, but not like this, innit? That's the difference. Not like this.
No, yeah, and you have to. Yeah,
not like this. It's not the same, innit? You know what I'm saying? So I think maybe the season we bought Thiago, that
no.
But Thiago, and I'll say this for now, Thiago was a better player than Wirtz was at that moment when we signed Thiago.
But how much you pay for him, bro?
25 mil.
But, for a reason.
Yeah, but not because he was 28. He's in his prime. He's 28. But what you'd say with Thiago though is that his fitness was obviously still an issue. Like we knew signing him, his fitness was going to be an issue, and we didn't buy a defender that year. We let Lovren go, and we went into the Premier with 3 centre backs. We went into the Premier.
Didn't you only get Thiago?
No, we got Jorrel as well.
Right, yeah. Because
we signed Thiago and Tsimikas.
See that was the summer we first started Never a Foul, yeah, and like we were doing one show a week out in the man cave, yeah. And when you lot signed Thiago, by the way, let me say this now. Thiago, when Pep came to City, yeah. Thiago was the one that I wanted him back to reach back and bring. I fucking love Thiago, yeah. But when you man signed him, who was it? Remember, you know Thiago's father on Twitter? Yeah. So him and Ty were in there with me, and they were gassing. Oh my God, Liverpool have got Thiago. He's perfect for them. And I said, I don't think he is. You know, I said that's not what they need right now. They go, oh my God, you don't rate Thiago. I said, no. I rate Thiago differently, but I said, Liverpool are one defensive injury away from their season collapsing. For me, I think Liverpool needed at that point, like, everything must have been on a centre-back. And then Van Dijk went and got injured. And even that season, Thiago didn't play too many games, did he?
Who?
Thiago in his first season. Didn't play
yeah, no, because you remember Richarlison smoked his kneecap. I don't know if you remember in the derby. The same day that Van Dijk got his ACL, Richarlison like cracked his kneecap.
Yeah.
Remember, and got the red card.
After
the whistle blew. By the way, he made the tackle after the whistle blew and got the red card, but Pickford didn't get sent off even though he made the tackle after the offside.
But the mad thing is then, even though with your and that was a season where, because I remember Van Dijk got injured and everyone was going, that's it, Liverpool are going to drop off now. And they didn't for a while.
Because we had Gomez and nothing.
Yeah, it was when not Firmino, it was when
it was when Fabinho went centre back, got injured. Gomez and Matip, I think one of the two were injured, and then Henderson went centre back.
That was it. And that was it.
And then there was no Henderson, no Fabinho, no Matip, no Van Dijk, and no Gomez.
But even then, we went into January, and I'm pretty certain you were top. And then your board went out. But it was like, listen, go and get us some fucking decent centre backs, and we can do back-to-back leagues. And then your board went out, and
they were like,
and went top. Took top off of you. We
dropped to ninth.
Took top off of you. Them man.
Yeah. They went top for like, it was like 1 week. It was like 1 week. But they still went top. Not for 1 week. And that's when he was outside the stadium spouting bullshit outside the stadium. Remember, Cass outside the stadium.
What?
Spouting bullshit.
And what did I do?
And then and at that point, I think it was De Bruyne and Aguero were both injured for City, and City were like, fuck. And it was actually like Man United were getting a little bit gassed, thinking Liverpool have got injuries, and then that's when Gundogan went up top and fucking banged like
done that. Stones and Diaz started kicking balls.
But it was all on your board. Didn't go and get like top quality.
This is why I don't sit here and worship the board for what they're doing now. I commend them for it, but I'd like to see consistency. As I said, if you're a husband or a girlfriend and you're somewhere around, so if you're a husband, and you're faithful for 8 months out of the year, and for 4 months you're unfaithful, you're still a cheater, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like. Or the other way around. If you're unfaithful for most of the time and you're faithful for 4 months out of the year, you're like, let's not act like you're the most faithful guy in the world. Like this board haven't, for majority of the time, strengthened when we needed to strengthen. That's the bottom.
Bro, if your girl comes back from holiday and the first thing she says is I was faithful, then you've got things to worry about.
There you go. Yeah, of course. Like, that's what I'm saying. So I feel like I just feel like, and for those saying Thiago wasn't as good as what we're seeing from Wirtz, you're out of your fucking mind. If you think in the year that Thiago coming from Bayern to Liverpool isn't better than Florian Wirtz, you're out of your mind. You are out.
He was an established 28-year-old player.
You are out of your fucking mind.
But why did they
even think? Then that's no slight on Florian Wirtz. Thiago's one of the best midfielders. He's an all-timer. Like, what are we doing? He's an all-timer. Not at Liverpool, but he's an all-timer.
It was Pep that took him to Bayern, innit?
Huh?
Pep took him to Bayern, innit? From Barca.
Yeah.
For a reason. No, I'm pretty sure. Or he might have gone before, Either way, it would have been a Pep signing. It would have been a Pep signing, even if it was Pep telling the board, get him there. He was cold. We're
not even, as I said, Wirtz, my guy, can't wait to see him play. Like, looking like he could easily be a proper world beater if he kicks off, but don't. You see, Thiago, you have to earn that shit.
Yeah, real talk.
Don't even, because the one time Thiago was fit, it was quad talk. So players like that.
You lot do that a lot, though, to be fair.
No, but that was the only time where the quad talk was actually like liable. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like a. It wasn't like, oh my god, why are they talking like this?
Wasn't there a quad train like a year and a half ago?
Yeah. We got a whole video.
We got clips of it, bro.
Yeah, but I'm talking like that was bullshit. Let's be honest, that was bullshit. The actual one time, the 1 year with the one game where there was 2 games away from it actually happening, where it was actually 2 Premier League, a Premier League game and a Champions League game away from it actually happening.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. When Thiago was fit,
bro, do you know what summed up Thiago's time for you?
Honestly,
the Champions League final. It was the Champions League final where it looked like he was going to be fit to play, and then just before the final, like literally, I swear.
No, that was the.
No, it was Madrid. It was the
final
Madrid.
where he got injured before the game. There was a final where he got injured before the game.
Yeah, it was the Champions League final against Madrid.
No, he played. They just injected his knee.
Oh, right. So it might have been the FA Cup.
It's the one against Chelsea where he got injured just before the game, innit? In the warm-up.
Yeah. And then, bro, but that just sums it up.
Yeah, I was going to say, though, before we... Because you're about to get...
link.
I did ask him earlier.
I'm struggling to get through this.
I can tell. I can tell. Save it for later. Look, Reece James is a mascot these days. Big up Gatman, by the way. At least his dad could throw a ball far. Talk about the lap. Chelsea really thinks that Kai
that is crazy.
Oh my, that's clever.
That's
clever. It's better.
Caicedo had a better season than Rice this season.
Yeah. I'm not. Caicedo.
Do you know what I was just going to say to you? I'm not going to say Enzo is worth. How much did Chelsea pay for Enzo?
105.
And how much did Chelsea pay for Caicedo? 120. Yeah.
Should be. Yeah. That's what I say. Is like people forget stuff like this, you know.
But right.
It's not worth it.
They're not worth it.
I think Caicedo.
I think Enzo's getting all right.
I think Caicedo might be able to get away with it eventually because I think Chelsea.
Yeah, I think Caicedo.
He might be able to get away with it, but the Enzo price is way beyond. But anyway,
hold on. Is Rice?
My memory's in the bin. I thought I got most of the stuff I said right about when we was talking about back then. I literally corrected you and said FA Cup final daps. Widow.
Was it the FA Cup? Well, I can't remember. I remember there was a final. I remember there was a final.
He got injured in the warm up and I was punching my shirt.
Yeah.
We still won, but it was
the one that went to penalties, yeah. See, that's what I was going to say. I would say, yeah, that if Rice was 100 million, are we saying Rice was worth 100 million?
No, he wasn't. Definitely not.
What?
Nah, but do you know what? Right on hold on. On Trench Talks last night, they're having this conversation about how much players are worth and whatever, yeah. And not one person mentioned commercial value, and you do have to it is a thing. I know it's a boring conversation, but commercial value is a thing. And I don't think any player is worth 100 million ultimately, but as far as what Rice has probably brought in commercially and his performances, I think I don't think anyone's here going, oh my god, it was insane they paid 100 million for Rice. And if I'm saying that, then I'd probably look at maybe not Enzo yet, but if Enzo has another season like last season, then maybe. But
you know what the difference is? You know what the difference is with Rice? Yeah, we already know what English tax has been for years. We already know that. That's the biggest difference, right? But again, before we get to the whole value,
it's not like
he's a commercial gold mine. He's a commercial gold mine as well.
For me, one sec. For me, unless you're scoring goals, and I mean goals, or you're doing something that's going to get you mad goals, yeah, like producing for it. No one's worth 100 million. I'm sorry, only goals is worth the money.
Hold on, Igal, 1 second, then you can say something. I just need to bring you in.
I knew he's going to do that one.
Go on, bro.
Declan Rice has been well worth it because for the 2 years he's been here, team of the season in the Premier League, PFA team of the season both times, Champions League team of the season both times.
Yeah,
and then commercial on top.
Well, let's be real. You only got into the Champions League.
Wait, was that warranted? Was that warranted? That Champions League player of the season? Let's be honest. And should he have even been Premier League player of the season this year? Was that warranted?
When Partey was better.
But
Partey was better than you know that for him to be in the Champions League player of the season, team of the season in centre midfield is crazy.
1 second. Who won us the tie versus Real Madrid? Was it Partey or was it Rice?
It's not trophy.
It was Rice. But winning you a tie versus Real Madrid isn't better than what other midfielders did throughout the whole competition.
It's not only that. Throughout the whole competition, he was one of the best midfielders.
No, he wasn't.
Who's better than him?
Fabian Ruiz is better than him. He was in the team or not.
Oh, wait. I swear, João Neves or Vitinha. Vitinha didn't make it, did he?
It was one of the PSG midfielders didn't make it. One of the PSG midfielders.
Vitinha did make it. He might Vitinha best.
Vitinha did make it.
Right, I was going to say.
Who was the midfield?
Why was he? What did he do better than Fabian Ruiz? Because I'm pretty sure when they came up against each other, Fabian Ruiz won the tie against you, man. So why did he get it for that?
Declan Rice had more of an impact throughout the whole group stages. And
Oh
and,
fuck!
and,
Come now, you. Oh,
The
that's-
group stages.
and the
that
knockout
is-
round. Listen,
Group
Listen to me
stage
now.
talks wild.
Declan Rice had more of an impact. Let's be real. Fabian Ruiz was part of a good team, and he was one of the better midfielders in the tournament. Did he not make it?
No. Do you know who had a bigger impact?
Did he not make it?
Do you know?
Did
Do you
he
know
not
how the
make
bigger?
it?
Bro, you don't know about impacts, do you? Do you know what the biggest impact is? Let me show you.
All right, now we're just being stupid.
I'm not, bro. No. How is talking about winning something and an impact not relevant? It's very relevant, bro. You
Okay.
can't talk about impact if
Yeah,
someone
anyway.
has.
You know
I know-
what?
I
Let's
know
not
how it
go
is.
down this.
I know
Let's
how it
not
is.
go down this rabbit
I know
hole.
how it
The
is.
bottom line
We're
is,
gonna-
why-
we're gonna-
No,
we're
hold
gonna
on,
sit here.
Igal, no. Igal, you say you know how it is. Am I lying? That if
No,
you
we
are
can't- we
part of
can't
a
have-
midfield,
we can't have a
we can
conversation.
we're having a
One second.
conversation.
We can't
We're
have an
having a
honest conversation. We can't have an honest conversation without it becoming a thing where it becomes banter.
No,
Honestly.
Igal, I'm not trying to banter. I'm not trying to banter. Genuinely, I'm saying when you're talking about impact, yeah, you can't downplay a player being one of the better midfielders in a team that go on to lift the trophy.
And
Look how
Declan
hench that
Rice,
is.
Declan Rice was the reason why Arsenal was even in the
Didn't-
semi-final of the Champions League.
He was what?
Declan Rice was the main reason.
You're going
why
off one
Arsenal-
game. You're going off one game. What? We're killing that, innit?
We're killing that, bro.
Yeah, 1 second. Your eyes are better than mine. You kill
Yeah,
it.
I'm going to.
Okay, let me ask you
That's
guys. Let
one.
me ask you guys a question. When a team goes farther and further into the Champions League, right? Do they go back and look at that player's whole performance throughout the whole campaign, or do they look at their main performances throughout the knockout rounds and the impact that they had throughout the knockout rounds?
Probably a bit of both.
Okay, so in that situation, what on earth did Thomas Partey do to warrant being ahead of Declan Rice? I'm sorry, you guys are chatting shit.
In the games that are more important, he was your best midfielder.
Bro, what did he do?
Declan Rice won
What
you
did he
the
do
game.
to warrant being our best midfielder?
He was the best. He was against in that first leg against Real Madrid. He was the best midfielder on the pitch, not just for Arsenal. He was
What
the
the
best
hell are
midfielder.
you talking about,
was.
brother? How?
But
How? The man,
pretty sure I'm not-
the man who scored the two goals.
You rated.
The man who scored the two first goals that broke the tie open. Also, the man who helped create everything that needed to be created throughout the whole game was driving up and down the pitch, defending and attacking.
he didn't create everything that was needed against PSG.
Was less valuable than Partey. I'm sorry. This is the same nonsense we were saying a year ago when people were trying to say Gallagher was better than Caicedo. It was banter. It was banter then, and that Partey better than Rice is banter now. You have no valid case to say why Partey was better than Rice. You just are saying it. You just are saying it because it's a fashionable thing to say to put down another Arsenal.
It's not fashionable.
Wait, I've never known about that fashion. I'm not gonna lie.
You blame it on fashion, on a fashionable opinion, rather than actually trying to go into actually the technical side.
You can't sit there with a straight face and give me a logical reason why you think Thomas Partey.
Let him, and I bet he does. Let him, and I bet he does. Without you interrupting him, let him, without a straight face, explain to you right now. Without you talking about banter or doing any of these deflections.
In terms of dictating the tempo of the game, Partey was hands down first touch into the right spaces, aggressive passes. I'm pretty sure he topped those charts as well. I'm not really trying to like draw for stats in that, but watching the game, Partey was head and shoulders, composure wise, better than any Madrid midfielder name wise. He was killing it, bro. He was killing it. And even in the fact that he got the yellow card, I'd say, at the end of that second leg against Real Madrid, the fact that you didn't have Partey in that first leg against Real Madrid, wasn't that the excuse, by the way?
We also
wasn't that one of the hold on. Wasn't that one of the main excuses why you couldn't do what you did against PSG, because you didn't have Lord Thomas Partey? Again, I'm not a massive Thomas Partey fan, but like in terms of like, do you get it? Like, I think he's a good midfielder, and I think he's been Arsenal's best midfielder for majority of the season. But the way he was playing, for me, composure-wise, dictating the play, distributing tackles, short pass, long pass, all of that stuff. For me, it was the complete performance. It was just a complete performance. I was thinking, bro, like, this is a mad thing, man. What he was doing was a mad thing. And obviously, Rice, that's not to say Rice had a shit game. Rice scored the 2 free kicks and won you the game. And I think he had a sound game outside of the 2 free kicks. But Partey stood out to me as your best midfielder. And when he wasn't there, also you could definitely see the gap. Not to say that if Rice wasn't there, you wouldn't see the gap as well, because you would. But Rice had the moment to win you the game. But Partey, for me, was the better midfielder in terms of all the fundamentals you needed from a midfielder. Not to say that Rice didn't play well. Rice also played well. Most of the team played well. Partey just stood out to me as your best midfielder.
Okay, let me dumb it down for everybody. Even a baby can understand this. Declan Rice has more contributions to game-winning actions. Partey can help us hold on.
We're going to judge them 6 in the goal.
Partey can help us hold on to possession. Partey can help us control a game a little bit better. Declan Rice is going to be making a difference in the final third. Declan Rice is going to be saving the team physically with his ability to get back and defend in the defensive third.
So can I ask a question?
Why Daps? Why do you always do this to me? Why can't I say 2 sentences without you interrupting me, brother?
No, I'm just wondering why we've gone from talking about why Rice deserved to be in Champions League team of the season to now we're talking about an Arsenal comparison. Don't matter.
Because I find
neither
this
of them should have been.
ridiculous.
Neither of them should have been in it. Neither of them should have been in it.
I find this comparison ridiculous. Really and truly, Thomas Partey is a good player. He's a steady 7 out of 10. Declan Rice is the player who will pop up with 10 out of 10 performances on occasion, but consistently will give you a 7 to 8 out of 10.
This guy's season started in February, bro.
To be fair, it don't even really matter. We're gonna go left towards out.
No, I'm just saying, the season started in February. He had a broken toe. Those are all the excuses used for him stinking it out in the first half of the season. But he deserves to be in the
stinking it out. What performance did he stink out? The game that he got kicked in the leg was the only game people are talking about.
No, he wasn't playing. All right.
He got sent off.
He can do no wrong. Rice can do no wrong, guys.
He can do
and
no
he's
wrong.
worth 100 million. He can do no wrong.
I actually do think he might have been worth 100 million. I started this off actually saying that I do think Rice maybe is worth 100 million. I do think he is.
I just talking no wrong on him.
He had a toe injury and he was still playing. No excuses. He did not cry. Also, when it comes to Thomas Partey versus Rice, Partey actually lost us the tie versus PSG. Why are we acting like he didn't lose us the tie?
To be fair, no, it's more than that. It was more even sometimes your finishing. You know,
forget about the finishing.
Like Martinelli.
The third goal.
Why forget about the finishing? Why forget about the finishing?
The third goal was all Thomas Partey.
Yeah, it was so important.
The yellow card he picked up versus Real Madrid was stupidity. Thomas Partey technically lost us the 2 legs versus Real Madrid.
It really and truly, it doesn't matter, man. Let's be real.
I can't lie. Hold on. We're gonna sit here. So, do you think Rice should have been in the Champions League midfield of the season?
Yes, fully warranted.
Okay. Based on
that's that. Leave it. It's that. That's
Arsenal don't get to the 1 second.
That's Leave it.
Arsenal do not get to the semi-final of the Champions League without Declan Rice.
There were 4 teams. There were 4 teams in the semi-final.
Yes,
and the semi-final's still not that relevant. But
can you name a single player who had a better performance than him besides Vitinha?
Fabian Ruiz.
Fabian Ruiz did not have any better performances than him.
Yeah. What?
Well, I'll probably say, are we forgetting the others? Hold on. Are we forgetting the other semi-final?
Yeah,
and we forget Barcelona be fucking Inter Milan.
Who was good in that final? Bro, they were getting walked through.
No. You can't talk about finals because you weren't in one. So don't talk about the final.
That semi-final. Who was there?
Pedri, Barella,
Pedri. But PSG were beating you up as well.
Wait. Can I say one more name? Even this guy, Mkhitaryan, was cold, but I wouldn't say he was the best. But he had a very good campaign.
Hold on. How are we actually going to talk about a semi-final? We're talking about a semi-final that is one of the best semi-finals over 2 legs we've seen in fucking years, and none of those midfielders are getting in it over
because the goal scorers got in. The goal scorers got in. Rafinha and Yamal both got in, and they also put in 2 PSG attackers. That's why there's only 2 midfielders in the team of the season.
I need you to do me a favor, though, Gal.
Pedri balled out.
I need you to ask the guys. I don't know what you do on your channel, but running the likes, they might listen to you.
People, if you want me to be quiet for the rest of the stream,
don't do that. We don't want you to be quiet. We don't want you to be quiet. I've just seen it. Is that a new thing? The little green things below.
Yeah.
I never even noticed that. Yeah, I didn't notice that. You can tell if people's mics are
on or off,
innit? But look, it's all it's all subjective, isn't it? Who thinks who's doing what? But yeah, as a gal said, if you don't mind, look, there's 1,300 nearly in here. Did we get raided? I'm not even too sure. It was on like 1,000 anyways. But if anyone did, appreciate you if you did. Please, can we get this on 400 likes? Look, one sec. It takes 2 seconds. A quick 2 seconds to quickly like. We're gonna stay on Arsenal for a sec as well. So yeah, as soon as that goes up, even better. You've done the video proud. It's just 10-2. Zubimendi's through the door, which we don't need to talk about, but that's completed. Never in doubt, I suppose. It was all bullshit.
Is he in the country yet?
Yeah. He's had his medical and that. It's all bullshit. Arsenal, I know we done nothing for Madueke, so it'd only be fair if we gave the same energy for the one that you are linked with as well again, and it's actually be confirmed now with Kudus, and apparently this stuff with Hato. Is it Hato or Hato? Jorrel Hato, innit?
Jorrel Hato,
Hato, something like that, innit?
Like until I hear from him, I don't know.
What are you saying with Kudus though, man? As well, I look at this and I think I don't know where he fits in your team slightly, but when I think of that attacking mid spot that could potentially be there in a 10, we said it the same for Chelsea, just behind the striker, because you want to play with this false 9. Someone running in behind might do you good. Kudus in a 10 for me, with the way you lot play, with the energy he provides, or sometimes that he can provide an option if Saka can actually have a bit of a rest. It's like I look at him.
Rogers.
If you got a good relationship with West Ham,
get you who?
Give me Morgan Rogers instead.
Oh, now
really?
Nah.
Yeah, Kudus. I would rather have Morgan Rogers
over Kudus.
Yeah.
No, I'm not sure about that one. No.
Yeah, younger, more has produced more than him, and I think he can do it at the top level. He's shown it in the Champions League. He's shown it at Aston Villa what he can do. He's bossed games. Every time I watch him, he bosses games. I'd rather have Rogers.
No, but how has he produced?
I don't think he's what you need. I don't think he's what
how
you
has he
need.
produced more than Kudus? I don't think Kudus what Arsenal need, to be fair. So I agree with you in terms of position.
Because he can also play left wing too, and left mid.
I don't think you're going to get the best out of Rogers left wing though.
No, he can play left centre mid.
Left centre mid, yeah, left centre mid.
He can do both.
Rogers is probably better for Arsenal than Kudus, just because Saka has that right wing
and Odegaard,
and that's where you'd probably get the best. Like, they're positions that aren't like you don't really need to proper strengthen in right wing. And as I said, in the 10, Odegaard's our captain, so he's gonna play. So yeah, that's even probably a thing. Is I feel like Rogers and both of them are a bit like, oh, you need someone who's more functionally a left wing as their peak of their powers. I think Rogers, if you had to pick one out of two, it probably would be Rogers.
But hear me out on that one. Odegaard plays more like an 8 these days, a controller.
That's because Rice and Partey, but that's because Rice and Partey, he has to do that when Rice and Partey are playing.
But imagine it. So
when Zubimendi plays, Odegaard's going back to a more attacking.
I'm not having Odegaard as a 10.
I hear it, but I think Odegaard is more of an 8 for me. Yeah. And you know what? I'm not gonna forget what he did do in the 10 last year. I think he just had a poor season, and he'll be good next year. Yeah, except for the first game of the season, obviously. But what I was gonna actually say is sometimes different options are good for Arsenal, which they don't have, which we all have. We've cussed out before with Arsenal when they're thing. Look at City, for instance. They got Cherky, Bernardo, Foden, Marmoush. They got a lot of different options just to play the 10. Now
I don't ever want to see Bernardo.
Now they've got options to play the 8. Now, yeah, there's different options of way of playing. You don't always have to look. Oh, just because they got one player, they can't have another player. Yeah, Odegaard can play 10 sometimes. Kudus can play up front sometimes. Saka can have a rest and Kudus can play sometimes. We're talking about quality option. And if Kudus is available for around the region of like 60 odd million now, because that's what they're saying, because West Ham want to sell him, which is confirmed by ex-West Ham employee, yeah, you can sometimes play him in a 10. You can play Declan Rice as a clamper, so you can actually play more of an Odegaard who can dictate it a bit more. So Zubimendi can maybe have his rest, and you can rotate. Does anyone not view it like the way I look at it? Because I don't feel like Arsenal they got a quality 11. But sometimes I feel like, what about off the bench? What else have you got off the bench? Because if Arsenal want to win this league and go long-term in different competitions, they need to go and get more options if they're available.
Igal, you'll know the answer to this. Not last season that's just finished. The season before. How many goals did Odegaard get?
Odegaard?
Yeah.
14 or 16.
2022.
Okay, fair. Yeah.
2022, 2023.
Big up Andy, by the way,
15.
man. Michelle Strat. Michael started to. What the fuck?
He went from 15 goals. He went from 15 goals. Are you just talking in the league? He went from 15 goals
Yeah,
to,
league,
to 8 goals to last year having 3. That's
So it was the right.
it's been
So
a
it's the
steady
first.
decline year after year.
Why? And by the way, this is not a loaded question. I'm trying to work out in my head because I've always said, yeah, I think Odegaard. When people were comparing Odegaard to De Bruyne, right? I don't think they're comparable. I think Odegaard and David Silva. By the way, I'm not saying he's as good as David Silva, but I think they're more. That's more of a better comparison. But I wasn't sure what his goal scoring's been like, so it's been getting worse. Why is that? Is that because he's playing deeper?
I have an opinion.
Last season, he was in a team that, I'm not gonna lie to you, he was not playing well. He was playing deeper. It was disorganized, constantly players jumping in and out. We did not have consistency from top to bottom. I can't only blame him alone. But the main reason why I feel like he was out of form was because his shooting boots were off. He was not getting shots off. And even when he was in good positions, he was always looking for the extra pass. I really do think he was overthinking it last year, where come the end of the season, when he started playing a little bit better, we seen him not thinking about making the extra pass or overthinking what he's going to do in the final third. He was just taking the shots. He was just laying off those passes, and he was getting a little bit more better in the final third at that point. Earlier in the season, it was just he was just off his game. Maybe he was trying something different, because he was not taking the same level of shots. He was not finding himself in the final third, getting cutbacks into space, because that was where majority of his goals came from in the 2022-2023 season. You could probably replicate the same goal over 7 or 8 games, where he got the ball on his left foot from a cutback from the right-hand side or from the left-hand side.
Do you know the difference now, though, with the 22-23 is that everyone, we remember we watched the first game.
Low block.
Crystal, there was no low blocks.
low
Like,
blocks,
everyone was like,
no low
Arsenal,
blocks,
get at them,
everyone,
bro.
That
No,
first season you
was,
caught everyone off guard.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. And then everyone plays the low block. I don't know. The reason why, and people, I'm not saying, anyone that thinks I'm trying to say he's as good as David Silva, yeah. David Silva's my best ever City player, right? So I'm not doing
Class
that.
player.
But there's a difference between De Bruyne and Silva in that De Bruyne, like, you don't have to watch a whole game to see if Kevin De Bruyne has won a team a game, right? Whereas David Silva has won a game by controlling it. And again, I don't think you can now, certainly in the last 2 seasons, there's not many games where you say you could just watch and go, yeah, Odegaard won Arsenal that game. But actually, if you watch the whole game and how he controlled it, you might be going, yeah, Odegaard actually was sick. That's where I think he is more of a controller than a game winner. And I mean, especially in big for me, Odegaard, the biggest thing is Odegaard needs to step up more, especially as captain. He does.
Yeah. I see Jaden's comment about him.
Here's my thing with Odegaard, innit? I think you've seen a lot of Arsenal midfields, and we've seen Odegaard thrive and suffer. Like, we're talking do really well and really poorly, and we've kind of seen the middle ground as well. Not this season gone, but the season before, where it was like a bit of both. Personally, I think that when Partey and Rice play, I feel like Odegaard, the job he's asked to do is less impactful, on top of him playing poorly as well in front of goal. So I agree with what a guy was saying in front of goal. But when he played with Jorginho and Rice, when Odegaard played with Jorginho and Rice, his job was different. Not completely different. He done a few of the same things in terms of dictating the tempo of the game, being the man to sort of get the move started and also be at the end of it, arrive late in the box. He was doing these things, but there was less responsibility to balance the midfield. Like, I still believe Partey and Rice as a duo are really good. Yeah. But it also, I think there's a slight drawback with Odegaard. When Jorginho was playing with Rice, brother, Odegaard was playing out of his skin. Like,
he had to.
Like, not because he wanted to, because he could, bro. He was telling brothers move. He was telling man move. He was telling man move.
Odegaard's so good in my eyes, man. Other than his air face, but
he was killing. He was killing teams, bro. Like, I'm talking, brother. I watched these man smoke us 3-1, bro. He was moving to man, bro.
But that's why I think he's an 8, though, man. Because he's like these days.
Not because he's an 8, bro.
He's an 8, man.
He's a hybrid, bro. He's not an 8. He's not. He's an 8. He's a hybrid.
Yeah,
can I mention one thing?
Let me say this. Then. Let me say this.
Was cooking. He was getting the ball in the half turn so much quicker.
Let me say what a guy said. Can I say one thing?
Injury.
All I'm gonna say
is
is
something.
when you've got Haaland, I can understand the Erdegaard type because you need someone that's going to control the middle of that field in that area. Haaland's not going to hold out the ball like Kai Havertz. So having someone like Kudus in the team, for instance, or Morgan Rogers, who you have been linked with, by the way, you know, you've got someone that's going to run beyond. And I don't think Arsenal have enough of that. That's why we say, where's your goals coming from other than set pieces? There's no point having an Erdegaard and a Kai Havertz. It's nice, it's pretty, but it's not enough. You put Erdegaard in an 8 now and you've got a Kai Havertz, someone that runs beyond the striker. All of a sudden, it looks much better. Because when you deep it, if you take out Rice out of that midfield now, because Partey's leaving, it's a very weak midfield when you think of just brute strength.
Yeah, but now they've got Zubin.
You know something?
Do you get Zubimendi is strong?
I feel like
he's a dictator.
I feel like Kaz, you're trying to sell a pen to somebody who doesn't want to write anything, because that's a bad reference. But somebody who already, you get what I'm saying. I feel like you're trying to sell me on Cunha or Kudus. I don't think Arsenal need Kudus, and the simple reason being we need better game changers, players who are not masters, jack of all trades. We don't need more jack of all trades. We need players who are consistently can perform.
Hold on, you were just telling me that Rodgers is a jack of all trades.
Yeah, because he's younger. I'd rather have.
So you do want a jack of all trades.
Kudus is like 24.
Let me get back to my main point.
Hold on, do you want a jack of all trades or do you not?
Let me get back to my main point. My main point is I want a left winger, and I want a natural left winger, and I want a natural striker. I don't want somebody
Kudus
else.
is 24.
I don't want somebody else. I don't want what? Kudus is 24.
Yeah.
Maybe he's turning 25. What are you talking about?
He's 24. He's just 24.
Well, fucking hell, not 3 months difference.
Oh, not 25 again. What's wrong with being 25? 25 is young in football.
No, bro. August he turns 25. Why are we acting like?
So he's 24. So he's 24. You said he was 28.
Yeah, he's turning 25 in
You
August.
thought he was
Late
28?
birthday. Doesn't matter. My point still stands.
He's young.
Forget
No, it
about
doesn't. He's
forget about
24.
the age. Forget about the age. I don't
Now let's
think.
forget about the age.
Forget about the age. I don't think Kudus for his price and what he is.
Rodgers is 22, right?
I view him
No, he's
more.
turning 23 in 3 months.
I view him more as a right. I view him more as a right back, right winger / midfielder, right-sided midfielder.
2 years
than
older
somebody
than
who
Rodgers.
plays on the left. And I don't think he suits what we need. What we need right now.
I hear it. No, I hear that bit, but the age thing is
Best
funny.
fit is a best fit for me is if we're gonna get Rodrigo. If we can't get Rodrigo, get me Eze. If you can't get me Eze, then go get me either Morgan Rogers or Xavi Simons. These are the players that I think are better suited to what we need over Kudus. I think he wouldn't even be top 5 at what we would need coming out of this window. And for the
I do hear it because he's on the right. I do hear it.
There's a shout.
If he was on the left, would you say
who?
If
Kudus was more on the left, would you be more inclined to take him?
If he was right-footed, basically.
I maybe, but at this moment in time, I don't think.
It's a
I don't
position.
think we're going to sign another player to be a backup for Saka for that kind of price either. So I don't think he's going to come to Arsenal.
I don't look at it as a backup. I don't look at it as backup. Pep rotates every flipping week, and we don't even know what kind of situation. Yeah. And he's won multiple leagues. We've seen Slot do it, by the way. We've seen Diaz up front and stuff. He rotates. The only one that doesn't get moved is Salah, obviously. And obviously, you're going to think about Saka. That's why I look at Kudus saying there'd be a lot of game time. Julian
when
Alvarez,
you've got an obvious best 11.
Julian Alvarez. He had most minutes for City, but he was looked at as a guy that was back up the Haaland, but he had the most minutes.
Right.
Bro, I would even take Semenyo before I take Kudus.
Oh, this is mad. This is
you know what?
Do you know what? This is recency bias because he had a bad second half to the season because he'd thrown his towel in at West Ham.
I'm looking at the fit.
It's the fit. He's not talking about the player.
Yeah.
Because people are going to take that out of context. He's saying
I'm thinking of 2. I'm thinking of you getting 2 though. I'm thinking like after left wing's done, I'm thinking of you getting like a midfielder hybrid type player as well. I'm thinking 2.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. There is too many positions we're looking to get. Backup goalkeeper, Mendy, striker, left winger.
Hato.
Do you know what someone just said? Eze is 27.
And then replacement for Partey. If the replacement for Partey is going to be somebody who's going to be more attacking, then that makes sense.
Yeah. You know what? You're right. Perhaps. Let me do these 2. Don't take the first one literal. And tell a gal to shut it.
Yeah.
He don't mean it like this. This is Curtis Jones.
Right, okay.
Curtis is a good guy. He says Declan Rice, bro, had 1 game and actually it was 2 free kicks. What a joke. Partey carries that defense. When Gabriel got injured, your whole team was shy against PSG. Big up, Cass, and I messaged you. Love, I'll message you back.
Yo, Curtis Jones, you're categorically wrong. Declan Rice also was a big part to play versus both legs versus PSV. Don't act like he wasn't, and both legs versus Real Madrid. The first 4 games of the knockout rounds, Declan Rice was immense. And you guys are making it seem like it was just that one game. Stop holding agendas. We still to this day speak about Conte's performances for Chelsea in that Champions League run. But because we didn't win it, all of a sudden Declan Rice's whole performances are irrelevant.
Well, I wonder if he's going to reply to that.
I'd say with
What do you mean by that, Andy?
I'd say with Conte,
I don't know what
because
you mean by
Conte
that.
had
New
3
path.
extra games. 3 extra games, yeah, because Rice was not great in either of the semi-final legs, right? And then he wasn't in the final. So Conte had 3 extra solid performances over Rice, at very least.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's that. Anyways, man. We'll see what happens with Arsenal. I think things are kind of speeding up now with a lot of your activity because there's a lot more. Yeah, I think I'm not gonna lie. I think a lot of clubs are waiting for the new financial turnover.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
why
I
we
think
see it.
that
That's
was
why
the
everything's getting
time,
stretched out the way it needs to. I think July we're in for something heavy from all clubs, even your club. To be fair, you still need a right back. You might even have something else because players are going to go. Liverpool, you're going to get more. Arsenal are definitely. You're going to get Sproul. Come on, you're going to get at least 3 players. So your part's only just beginning. Let alone my part. I've got to sell players though, and Chelsea. Remember, Chelsea want and Tottenham are both interested in Kudus, but I don't know who's the most interested at the moment. You know,
I think the main thing is as long as we get the 3 level raisers, the rest are going to be squad players.
Yeah,
I don't think Morgan
maybe.
Rogers is a level changing enough.
No, he's an improvement on what we have on the left-hand side right now.
He's not really a left winger though. He's better when he went into the 10 for Emery's side though. Like, you know, he eventually went to the middle. Ramsey was kind of doing the left. If not, sometimes whoever else, like McGinn, sometimes played left mid, which was weird.
All I know is we need to leave this transfer window with 2 forwards that can win us a game by themselves at times.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you there. You do need it. And I'll say the same for Chelsea. They need the same thing. They need game changers. Kudu's probably more suited to them, maybe because of the available positions. And you need the other side, the left-hand side.
And don't act like Roger's the first person.
I've got one for you. I've got a couple
I'm
options.
No, bro. If you
Rodrigo.
get Rodrigo, that's a game changer. I guess that's where I'm looking. If I'm looking at like Rodgers or Rodrigo,
I would have Eze. I would have Eze ahead of Rodrigo.
But Eze's 27.
I mean, Eze ahead of
Eze's 27, bro.
I would have Eze ahead of Morgan Rogers. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, maybe. You know what?
So
I hear it on balance.
Because
Eze Kudus is 24,
turning 25. Yeah.
right? And so you don't want him because he's too old.
No, because he's too old. Because he doesn't fit.
But Eze's cool at 27.
Yeah, because Eze can play left wing and he can actually bang goals from left wing. Where
And then a 10.
So the age thing wasn't really relevant.
Yeah.
The
I
age
think
thing
Eze is a
wasn't really
fit.
relevant.
Eze, for me,
fair enough.
Eze should be the one for you. For me. Don't let Tottenham get Semenyo and Eze. That would be nasty.
I could see Eze going to fucking Bayern.
Can we get 24? Can we get 32 more likes, people? And then look, and that's that. Before we go wrap up, if everyone's interested, Gal goes live every day. He's been putting on work. Please go subscribe to his channel. He'll probably be live, maybe if not late, if not tomorrow. He's been putting a lot of content out. Same thing with Monts as well.
Gal, you ready for Reinders to have a more impactful season than Declan Rice?
Reinder's a pylon, bro. I'm okay.
Huh?
A pylon.
He's a pylon.
What does that mean?
Defensively, he's not that good. Offensively, his best case scenario is a goal scoring midfielder box crasher.
At least you got that profile, right? To be fair, but Rodri's back.
So you ready for him to have a more impactful season than Rice?
Let's see if you finish above us. How about that?
Yeah. That's what I mean by more impactful.
Got one last one. Stephen Island's grandmother says, "What is Rodrigo's enough to catch City and Liverpool?"
Rodrigo alone is not enough. We still need to get the right
He's
striker.
a game changer.
He's a flipping. He's a good 80% up there though.
Sorry, can I just say that Stephen Island's grandmother? You're probably a City fan, so love for the chat. But you can't be saying, is Rodrigo enough to catch City and Liverpool because we finished below Arsenal last season? So
Rodrigo's the
they
same.
don't need to catch up. We're currently playing catch up with Arsenal.
Rodrigo is the same kind of signing as Liverpool getting Wirtz.
You know something? People keep saying City's ahead of us because of all their signings, but City's defense is still questionable.
Yeah, I agree. To be fair, there's still questions around.
I've still got questions on our defense. I mean, the back end of the season. If you think the back end of the season when we were playing Diaz and Vardiol, we were factually the most in-form team from January till May. But I do hear you. There are question marks over it, definitely.
Yeah. Anyways,
Definitely.
look, we need to quickly go and raid the next stream. Me and once. So please, there's 1,300. So that means if loads of people can filter over, that would be very much appreciated. We're going to continue the conversation on. Appreciate it for Gal for jumping on, even though you said he was going to go
Love
for a
it,
nap.
Gal.
He didn't go for his nap, so he can jump on the stream. Crazy, isn't it? So let's go and raid the Big Six Bands.
If I was a grown man, you should not be napping at 2:10.
Gabs, when you start work at 4:30, chat to me.
Bro, ask Cass how often I fall asleep on the sofa at about 2 o'clock.
We're talking daily, by the way.
Daily, every
Let's
day.
go to Big Six Bands, raid it,
I'm
nap
42
raid it,
though.
love.